The air was tinged with the faint smell of wood smoke as Ethan stepped out onto the porch. He zipped up his coat and adjusted his hoodie, gripping the strap of his overnight bag tightly. Tonight was different. Excitement stirred in him again, something he hadn't experienced in a while. A night of movies and laughter with Nick and Ryan sounded good, and the thought brought a small, genuine smile to his face. As he walked down the quiet road, he passed a few yards where kids had built snowmen earlier in the day, their lumpy shapes now casting creepy silhouettes. Feeling the cold on his ears, he pulled his hoodie further down. A crow landed on the roof of a nearby house, its dark shape barely noticeable against the night sky. It sat motionless, its piercing eyes fixed on Ethan as he walked. He didn't notice it at first, but just as he passed, it let out a sudden, sharp squawk. Ethan flinched and glanced up, spotting the bird watching him. A chill crawled up his spine, not from the cold, but from the sudden awareness of being observed. He tore his gaze away and quickened his pace. But then, he sensed a shift in the air, and a presence. A prickling sensation on the back of his neck, like someone's eyes were fixed on him. He glanced over his shoulder, the feeling of being watched intensifying. Nothing moved. The houses stood silent, their backyards stretching into the dark outline of the forest beyond. He shook his head, telling himself it was just the bird freaking him out. But as he continued walking, the sensation grew stronger, as though unseen eyes followed his every step. He stopped abruptly, his boots sinking slightly into the snow. The sensation didn't fade. Slowly he turned his head, scanning the dimly lit street and the dark spaces between the houses. Still nothing. No one. Just the growing shadows and the faint flicker of porch lights in the distance. Ethan's heart thudded in his chest. He swallowed hard and forced himself to keep walking, quickening his pace slightly. "It's nothing," he said under his breath. "Just my imagination." The feeling didn't fade, and it seemed to emanate from behind the row of houses to his left. He glanced toward the backyards, squinting into the dimness. The forest loomed there, its edges blurred by the dusky light. The crow landed on a nearby fence, letting out a series of loud squawks. Ethan ignored it and quickened his pace. The prickle on the back of his neck intensified, and a wave of unease swept over him. Every instinct screamed at him to look back again, but he resisted, keeping his eyes fixed on Nick's house.